Hello everyone, welcome to the video. This one is of a ride with my wife as pillion from where we live in the Republic of Ireland to the Northern Ireland border. A nice sunny afternoon in mid-November, and rather eventful ride, as you will see. The purpose of the video, though not of the ride itself, although it turned out is just as well I did make this change, is to tell you that I changed the stock horn for a Denali sound bomb mini, which I bought from motorcycleshop.ie. They're amazingly well stocked. They've got all sorts of things: accessories, service kits, tyres, clothing, cleaners and protectors, oils, in fact practically anything you want. So and also you can get free postage if you spend €50. So I bought some cleaners and the sound horn from them, which they duly delivered to me quite quickly, in fact. So seems like a good online shop. You'll see in the video coming up, well, first of all, you see one of my big mistakes I'm not very proud of. And then later on, you'll see that I had to use the horn in earnest. The reason I bought the horn was because I had a near miss on only my second ride when somebody pulled out of a farm track on my side of the road. I could see the vehicle emerging and I sounded my horn, the stock horn as it was then. They took absolutely no notice, continued to pull out, and I had to come to a halt, which I managed to do through having slowed down immediately. I saw them emerging. I stopped about 3 meters from their car door. They took absolutely no notice of me and just drove off, which made me wonder whether or not they'd actually heard anything of the horn. So I did a bit of a unscientific test, sat in my own car with the engine running, the motorbike about I don't know, 40 meters away, and had my wife sound the horn, and I must admit I didn't hear very much of it. One of the things I have noticed as I've got older is I don't hear high pitches so well. By the way, this is where I make the mistake. Oh dear, could have been nasty. I just panicked when I saw all that slush and slurry from a farm vehicle in the road. I should have slowed and taken the inside track, I think, but instead I went round the outside, and there wasn't much control involved in that. Fortunately, didn't faze my wife, although I wasn't too pleased with myself, I must say. Anyway, I did this unscientific test, I should say, not being able to hear the stock horn particularly well. So from inside the car with the engine running, with my wife sounding the horn on the motorbike about 40 meters away from me. So the Denali has a claimed sound level of 113 decibels, and it does sound loud. And it's also of a lower pitch, which I believe is a good thing, really, because I've noticed as I've got older, I don't hear high pitched sounds anywhere near as well as I used to. So when it arrived, it didn't work. I was somewhat perplexed. It's supposed to be a plug and play fit. It didn't work. I emailed motorcycleshop.ie. I didn't immediately get a reply, although they later on told me that was because they'd contacted the manufacturer and were waiting for a response. But in the meantime, I did an online search and found that there's a screw on the back of it, and I found reference to that online, where if the screw is set too far into the body of the horn, it stops it from working, and you have to unscrew it a turn or two, which I did, and when I did, it burst into life. So problem solved. And it is good. I'm glad I made the change. I think it was about, I'm not sure the price, something like €35 or something like that. I bought some cleaner products along with it and met the €50 minimum threshold for getting free delivery. So if you live in Ireland, check them out. Motorcycleshop.ie. They seem, well, they're very well stocked, and they seem very good indeed, I must say. So this is on the video now. We're approaching the border with Northern Ireland, and it's on the return journey that I had cause to use it in earnest. In fact, there were two incidents. They're both on the way back, but the first one was a car pulling out in front. It wasn't such a big problem, but now this one, you'll see in a minute, a car coming into view completely on the wrong side of the road. I mean, what he was doing, I just do not know. I saw him in the distance, but he obviously didn't see me. He just clearly wasn't looking. It's not really apparent on the video how much he had to pull over to his left-hand side to avoid me. He made quite a hard left turn. He was that far over on my side, and I don't think the microphone of the camera on the front of the bike really does justice to the sound of the horn either, but believe me, it is a lot better than the stock horn. And well, I don't know what would have happened if I didn't have a horn that he could hear. He made absolutely no attempt to pull onto his side of the road before there was nearly a collision. Could have been very nasty indeed. That's what you're up against, I'm afraid, when you take a motorcycle out in the Republic of Ireland. Driving standards are just shockingly bad. Nobody seems to bother to look. I don't know what they're doing. Many of them are on their mobile phones without a hands-free set, of course. And there's zero policing. There's absolutely no sign of any police vehicles anywhere to be seen at any time. And even when there are any, they're poorly equipped. They don't have any means of checking speeds. They don't even have ANPR. It's a complete and utter shambles. So anyway, that's the latest for the Meteor 350. I think my next acquisition, I seem to be buying no ends of things for it, but I think my next acquisition is going to be a set of hand guards to protect my hands from the cold. I have slight amount of arthritis in both my hands, not a tremendous amount, but I think hand guards might help protect them. And of course, if the bike does ever go over, I would hope that they would prevent a lever getting bent up. So that'll be the next thing, I think. Okay, so that's the end. See you soon. Bye bye.